Okay, what are we doing next?
Let's do some Science is Truth. This is pretty interesting.
Science is Truth. Oh, that's one jingle that I did not prepare, but I can get it pretty quickly because we know it's Fauci.
Yeah. Science is Truth.
That's right. Yeah.
This was very interesting on the topic of, just the
feelings,
the volley. Right. So this combines a few different things we've been seeing pop up recently. We've got the volley of disease after disease after disease after ticks after disease after ticks and their diseases popping up out of nowhere. And every single one is sort of, treated as the next pandemic. Of course, we're being told over and over and over, we got to prepare for the next one. There's going to be a second one, Biden says. This is coming from independent.co.uk. The headline, volunteers wanted. Oh, good. Volunteers wanted for study into first ever treatment for broken heart syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah. You know about this? You heard about this? You know about this?
Broken hearts? Thing? Yeah. I think I have that right now over various aspects of my life.
Crypto news.
I don't want to get specific, but there are some definite heartbreaks. Right? My heart is broken. I miss them. Go ahead.
Before people start creating conspiracy theories about your broken heart, it's related to world events. Sorry, I was trying to use the stalling time because this ding dang article had a paywall that popped up that didn't pop up for me before. They are really working on
they do work around it. Yeah, they've
scientifically
been
doing,
right.
honed patterns on when they do not give you a paywall. It used to be that they'd either give it to you every time, or they would give you 3 free articles and then they do it. But similar to how you train an animal, are you aware of not the concept, but the strategy to train an animal?
The Ouroboros issue.
You start by, giving the reward or mostly the reward for positive reinforcement. You start by giving the reward every time an animal, like a dog, does the thing.
The right thing. The thing you want them to do.
Every time. But then you slowly stop giving it to them every time, and you just do it randomly. You don't put a pattern to it. And that teaches the animal that it actually makes them want to do the behavior more.
Right. To try to hit that one time that you get the treat.
Kind of like a drug dealer, the first one's free, and then everyone after that gets harder and harder to contact the guy to pay. The price just keeps going up, but you just gotta keep working on it. I'm also trying so diligently to try to stall so I can get this archive around. I know.
I'm doing it too, and it's just looping.
Has archive.ph been taking forever for you lately?
Yeah, it must be targeted. It used to be
almost instantaneous, and now it takes a couple minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm over here at archive.org. I think they're going to be a little faster. Sorry about this, folks. You want to play a distraction jingle or something?
Distraction or stall.
Just everybody take a breath. It's okay. We're just humans doing a podcast.
We'll just call it a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Give me a break.
Break. Give me a break. Break.
Give me a break.
Okay, I got it up here. I hacked the mainframe.
I'm still waiting, but okay.
That's crazy.
It's all right. We got
independent.co.uk. Yes, we know. We have been told we should print these articles to PDF. That would be an interesting way to do it, but that's a bunch of work.
There's
on top of all the other work.
Extra steps involved that.
Plus,
I don't have the capacity to add more steps to launching a show right now.
I know. You know what we should do? Here in a perfect world, Gons.
Yeah.
We would get the stories the day before.
Yeah.
We would send the show notes to a producer. Mm-hmm. That producer would print them all to PDF.
Yeah. You know what the problem with that is? Something happens. Always. Something happens at the last minute where you're like, oh, we gotta cut. If we don't cover this, it's So
breaking
it
news.
just,
We'd have to do a mixture. I don't know. Come on, producers, work with it.
Come on, robots, help us out.
Here's the
AI
headline
for that.
Volunteers wanted for study into first ever treatment for broken heart syndrome. Volunteers are being sought for a trial of a treatment for the condition known as broken heart syndrome, first discovered in the late 1990s. University of Aberdeen researchers want to recruit nearly 100 Scottish people for the trial.
Racists.
Yeah. Well,
Why just
is the
Scottish
University
people?
of Aberdeen in Scotland? That sure would make a big difference. Which will include, or is the Scottish particularly, prone to broken heart syndrome?
That would be funny if they're like, we're really just looking for Scottish people.
Scottish are always getting their heart broken. We need to. All right. University of Aberdeen researchers want to recruit nearly 100 Scottish people for the trial, which will include a program of exercise and psychological therapies for those diagnosed with the condition. The condition, Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, involves the heart muscle becomes suddenly weakened, is said to affect around 5,000 people across the UK every year, and at least 7% of all heart attacks are attributed to it. So I always, it's interesting, Gons, and maybe this is problematic, but when I hear about broken heart syndrome, I always think of the Japanese.
Oh, why?
Because first of all, it maybe not started there, but was discovered there.
Yeah.
And it had to, and it was during the time that sort of Japan was having an issue, the ongoing issues, same with everybody else, with sort of mental health problems and societal, I don't know,
challenges,
wobbliness. When it comes to
psychological. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if you know anything about it more than that, but anywho, the Scottish,
depends on what period of time. I mean, we're talking post World War II or
This is, well, that certainly would help.
Even before that.
So just for a little breakdown, that's kind of the end of the article right there. Unless you have more, it's not loading more for me.
It's got more down here.
Okay. Do you want to read it?
Sure. It says okay, hold on. The new trial aims to recruit 90 people from across Scotland, with participants signed up with 3 weeks of suffering an episode. Within 3 weeks of suffering an episode, they will then be given either a personalized exercise conditioning program, a regime of cognitive behavioral therapy, or be part of the control group. Mm-hmm. The research is set to last for the next 3 years. Funding for the trial, a grant of £300,000 from the British Heart Foundation. Dr. David Gamble, don't gamble with him, from the University of Aberdeen, said, quote, Takotsubo cardiomyopathy or broken heart syndrome remains a comparatively poorly understood condition. It is vital that we develop a high-quality evidence base to guide clinicians in the management of this condition. In many clinical intervention trials, we are attempting to make incremental improvements to existing treatments, but as broken heart syndrome is at such an early stage, there is no established treatment to use as a base.
Yeah. And that's one of the interesting things about it. They don't know what to do about it. They don't know really what could possibly change besides getting your heart unbroken. Over on the wiki here, it has some interesting details. Although there have been documented cases of TTS without a triggering stressor, it is widely recognized that TTS is preceded by a stressful event. Case series looking at large groups of patients report that some patients develop Takotsubo cardiomyopathy after an emotional stress. Some patients have a preceding clinical stressor, such as a brain injury, asthma attack, or something else. And research has indicated that this type of stress may even occur more often than emotionally stressful triggers. Roughly 1/3 of the patients have no preceding stressful event. A 2009 large case series from Europe found that Takotsubo's cardiomyopathy was slightly more frequent during the winter season. This may be related to two possible suspected pathophysiological causes, coronary spasms of microvessels. Now we're getting into the medical stuff, which are more prevalent in cold weather, and viral infections such as parvovirus B19, which occur more frequently during the winter. And then it actually has an interesting section here that women, specifically postmenopausal women, are at greatest risk of developing TTS. This has led some researchers to theorize about the possible protective effects of estrogen in preventing TTS. So, but it is sort of colloquially understood to be like a heart condition you get after like a spouse dies, or you know, a divorce or something like that. And a lot of older people who, you know, have been married for 50 years or something will die of this shortly after their spouse has died. Right. So going back to this idea of like feelings, the mental health, the emotions.
Yeah. See, we are entering the age where everything is getting digitized as a database, and we are embarking into digitizing or quantifying feelings.
Right.
You know, and that includes everything from this type of thing where it looks at some kind of physiological effect to our thoughts in general, as you got your Neuralink and all that. But yeah, it has to come. Like those steps don't come unless there's a problem they're solving. So clearly, you know, and this also speaks to how we're made, you know, and that gets into a whole other, you know, either theological or cosmological discussion. Yeah. But yeah, this is interesting. This is very fascinating that there isn't much known about it. And, you know, now that we're at a point in technology where you can access certain things, it's probably the type of thing that wouldn't have been studied in the way that it will be in the next few years. It'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in the 90s when they discovered it, probably didn't have the same kind of surveillance apparatus to track.
It's a good case. You remember the movie Equilibrium?
Is that, what's his name?
Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Yes. And you know, it's kind of like a 1984, pre-Matrix, but kind of Matrixy, but also kind of what is the other one? Not 1984, Brave New World, things like that, where the whole society is sort of mandated to chemically regulate their emotions. Right. And this is for control purposes, but of course that's just fiction. But you could see how in today's world, no, it's just good for you. It's just this is a medical procedure. And we've already established that we, the government, can mandate medical procedures. And we are going to mandate that you take this little pill here to protect your health. We can't have you going anywhere. You lost your job because of the robots. You might get broken heart syndrome.
You know, looking for 100 Scottish people that going through some kind of, I mean, I guess we all go through stuff, but it's just weird to be like, yeah, especially if you went through some emotional, stressful thing and then you develop this syndrome. You know, we want to see you. We want you to be our guinea pig.
Right. Yeah, it is a very specific group of people that would be
just like waiting for people to have tragedies in their life.
Yeah.
So that they can study them. It's very, I don't like it.
Do they give a sort of a hypothesis? Like, are they looking for a drug thing, or is it like a happy regimen or something?
Okay, so here's let's see this. In many clinical intervention trials, we're attempting to make incremental improvements. I think I read that. Professor Dana Dawson, also from the university, said, we already know that cardiovascular disease affects men and women in different, in different ways. So there's no reason why a one-size-fits-all treatment should work for broken heart syndrome. After so long spent researching this condition, it is great to be taking this huge step forward, developing a standardized treatment for it. And we look forward to seeing the results in due course. So they're looking for any kind of standard
they just have
treatment.
Nothing, huh?
They just have nothing. Yeah. So interesting. That could truly involve, hey, if we can regulate our emotions on a day-to-day basis,
Yeah, roll out the Xanax
we don't
prescriptions.
need, this is less likely to happen. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that can be part of your insurance policy,
Oh, yeah. See, that's where they'd get you.
Yeah.
If they don't mandate it, they
If you
jack
have-
up your insurance if you're not
if
taking
you're
your
emotionally
government
volatile, it's
chill
not safe.
pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.